Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how I can create this abstract render in Blender 3.4 Alpha. You can find a link to the Blender version in the description. So let's get started. First let's set a plane and go to Geometry Nodes and close this window. Click on New, delete the group input and add a volume cube node. Alt Shift click it. Now add a volume to mesh node. Add a set shade smooth node and also add a set material node. Go to the material properties and create a new material and select it here. Now we need a gradient texture. Set it to spherical and plug the color into the density. Add a mix node. Duplicate it. Plug the color into color 2 and set this one to subtract. Plug the color here into the factor and into color 1. Also plug this into the factor. Add a Musgrave texture and set it to 4D. Take the W and plug it into the color here. Set the detail to 15 and the scale to 1.1. Now plug the height into the color 1. Now take this color and plug it into the vector and this one and plug it into color 2. Set the scale to 9.1 and the distortion to 2. Now the last node that we need is a brick texture. Plug the color into the scale and now set the scale here to 9.3. Let's save now. And now if we increase the resolution to 100 for example, we've got something like this. Depending on your PC, I recommend that you set the resolution anywhere between 100 and 200. I'm going to set it to 200. Now let's go to shading. Make the base color something blue for example, like this. Set the metallic all the way to 1 and the roughness to 0.25. Back in layout mode, let's add a point light and press G, Shift Y to move it on the X and Z axis only. I'm going to put it here. Now duplicate it and move it down here and over here. Now hit Shift A and add a cube, scale it to 10. Go to shading and let's go to rendered view. I'm going to use circles for this. With the cube selected, click on new and delete the principled BSDF and add a principled volume. This one. Connect the volume to the volume and set the density to 0.1. Select this point light here and let's make it red for example and increase the strength to 100. Now select this one and make it yellow and also set the strength to 100. For this one again do the same and let's make this something pink like this. And for each of them let's set the radius to 0.6. So I decided to make the yellow orange and the red I made purple. Let's hide the cube for a second and add an area light. This one. Set it from square to disk and rotate it on the X by 180. Set the power to 1000 and let's move it down so that it intersects with the plane. Go into top view. Now let's go to wireframe and scale it up like this. Now let's see what it looks like in rendered view. I think this looks nice. I'll go back to layout mode and rendered view and make this a blue color. Now add another area light. Go into side view by pressing Ctrl 3. Press S5. Now rotate it like this. Move it over here. Let's set the power to 100. And let's make it red. Bring back the cube. Hit Shift A and add a camera. I'm going to position my view around here. Now hit Ctrl Alt 0 to go into camera view and G. Now G Z to move it on the local Z axis. Let's hit Shift A and add an empty. Go up here to snapping and select face project and press G, Ctrl. Now the empty will snap to the faces of the plane. Select the camera, go to the object data properties and enable depth of field and select the empty. I'm going to set the f-stop to 0.3 and the blades to 16. Let's save again and go to the render properties and under color management here, go to look and set it to very high contrast. For the max samples you can leave it at 128, but I'm going to multiply it by 3. Enable denoise and use optics if you can, otherwise you can also use OpenImage denoise. In compositing, enable use nodes, add a denoise node set to accurate and enable denoising data, and then you'll have these outputs here. Save again and press F12 to render. So that's it with the tutorial. I hope you liked it. You can get the project file for $1 on Gumroad through the link in the description, and I'll see you next time.